Guys, and welcome to MRC Tier 1. We are here in Singapore and we are here for round 6, which is going to be a super exciting race, as it always is, around the Marina Bay Street Circuit in the night. This is going to be a beautiful setting. So I wonder, we've seen it, we've got some actual competition now in Tier 1 as well with Bene and Eugeni. Those guys really close at the top. We saw Eugeni at his back to his very best again in Baku. Can he keep that up today around what is arguably one of the toughest street tracks there is? It's quite a long lap here. It's grueling. It takes a lot out of you. There's a lot of slow speed, not much high speed round here, but they have obviously reconfigured that last sector compared to what it used to be. There's now a pretty long straight there, so it makes racing a lot more possible than it used to be around this track. I am on my own currently. My co-comp for the night has got technical difficulties. I'm sure he will be here soon. If anyone could update me on the weather that we have coming to us for the race, that would be absolutely wonderful. So yeah, please feel free to share. But Chris Bailey is the first man out on track in his papaya machine. He's got a Ferrari right up his chuff. I believe that might be Mr. Damiano Eugeni. And these guys are going to send it. Actually, Eugeni is now the man that's overtaking him on the track. So it's going to get very, very interesting very quickly. We'll see how it all pans out. But yeah, it's going to be very, very good. As always, Tier 1 never failed to disappoint. Quite a few drivers have gone for mediums early doors here with their first laps, but that's not really a surprise. It's something we see quite often, especially in Tier 1. So yeah, has anyone got any weather updates for me? Come on. Share. I want to know what the weather is. We've seen rain in every race so far in Singapore, and that's 2. So let's have a little look. And Anne, are you here? Tell me if so. But let's have a look. Here comes Eugeni. He's going to start his lap. He's going to be the first manual brake around about the 75 meters mark. You got to swing it in, touch a bit of that curb. Be careful how you ride it into 2, into 3. Let the car run out wide. Get on the traction as quickly as possible, which into 4 means you can carry so much speed. You've got to be careful on the exit that the rear doesn't step out. You've got to try and get as close to the wall as you can. Now you've got the first DRS straight. You will brake around about 90 meters, swing it in for the left-hander, take a bit of the curb on the inside, take a lot of it on the outside for the best thing, and then into the right-hander again, a search for traction, which then into this right-hander is quite high speed actually, one of the more higher speed, and then into the old Singapore sling, 50 meters braking board, take as much curb on the inside. You've got to find the traction through, which leads you then to the Anderson Bridge. As soon as you get off the bridge, you're braking for the next tight left-hander, which then brings you to, I think this is a DRS straight, I believe it is. And then you've got one more heavy braking, which is 100 meters roughly. You've got to swing it in, pick the line, get the exit. Then you've got another long-ish straight with a bit of a curve in it, so it's kind of a straight. All the way down to turn whatever it is. I've lost count of which number turn it is, but yeah, you've definitely lost all sorts of count on it. But YouTube chat, get involved, talk to me. I want to hear what you all have to say. 8 people watching, come on, talk to me, guys. But 26.7 from Eugeni for a banker, that's insane. 28.3 from Baby Hornet, 28.0 from Bobo. What about Mr. Nev Harris? What's he going to do? Let's have a look at him and his Racing Ball V-Carb, whatever you want to call it. Actually, Bailey's time is on mediums. That's quite a strong time, I have to say. Calvin at 27.7, still 1 second off Eugeni, though. But let's look. What can Nev do? 28.6 for a first lap. Let's go have a look at G-Star in the Alpine. This is quite a hard track to get three runs in, though. It's a much more difficult one out of the three out of these tracks, because it is generally quite a long track and it's quite a slow one. So yeah, but come on YouTube chat, get involved, talk to me. Let's see how it goes. Let's have a look at Micromash now. He's currently on a lap. The tyre smoke will be a bit of a hindrance for some drivers, I think, on a lap. It seems a lot better in the wet though, is what I noticed, especially from tier 2. It looked considerably better in the wet compared to how it looked in the dry. But Samplan, good luck from him. He's up to P5 in the Haas of 28.0, Fox 27.7, only 1100s, but Reese Whitcomb a 27.7 on mediums. That's really impressive. Let's see what G-Star can do. 28.2, not a bad banker at all. Let's go and have a look at Micromash. What is he going to get up to here? He's going to come across the line. We all know he's got the pace to match you, Jody and Ben, on his day. Let's see, 27.3, brilliant lap from Micromash. What about Ben? Where's he? What's he doing? He's also on a lap. He's quite early in his lap though, I think. He's just coming into turn 4, so yeah, less than ideal for him. He's left it quite late to do his first lap in comparison to, well, particularly Joni. So yeah, let's see how this plays out. This is going to be a very interesting qualifier. Be interesting to see where Ben can put it. Can he get anywhere near that banker? 27.7 for Ant as well. Very good lap from him. So let's see, can Ben challenge that 26.7 from you, Jody? Because that is absolutely crazily quick from the Italian man. I have to say though, it does seem very unfair that Ben and Ant are both in the same team in that Aston. They're both top end tier 1 drivers, but sadly that's how it's worked out due to people dropping out and not being able to race due to personal reasons and whatever. But yeah, that just it just seems like an unfair team if you ask me. But there you go, a 26.3 from Ben. Wow, that's insane. What a lap time that is. That is redonkulous. Let's have a little bit of a look at what else is going on. Who else is on a lap? Oh, as I say that, I think it was Saviour. He's just popped into P4. I don't think anyone's going to get near that time Ben's done. That is craziness. I have to say, that is ridiculous. So, yeah. But let's go have a look at Mr. Stefan Ratch, a man who we all know is tremendously quick. What can the man in the Kick Sauber Stake F1 Audi future team do? That is the question. It's not the best looking car though, is it? Let's be honest. It's pretty terrible. But let's see what the man from Germany can do. Can he put it anywhere near his teammate in Micromash with a 27.3? That'll be roughly where he's aiming. As long as he's sort of near his teammate there to support him, I think he'll be pretty happy with that. So we'll definitely find out sooner rather than later. But let's see, he's in the final sector. Oh, he's bailed, so he's not happy with this lap at all. What about Kid Dynamite? He's just coming out on track, so he's not set a lap yet. It'll be interesting to see if he's going to be competitive with the big boys. Anyway, let's go and have a look at Fox River 8. He's just coming to the end of the first sector. the end of this straight. How much is he going to be up by the end of it? At the minute, he's about a 10th. So it's looking good for him at the minute. But let's see what he can do. He's obviously driving very, very well. He's not had the best starts of the season, but I know this is a track he likes a lot. So we will see how he manages to get on. He's coming through the right-hander before the Anderson Bridge. Takes a lot of curve. That Red Bull really does bounce. Then he comes out. He doesn't hit the apex though like a lot of drivers do. He's had a bit of a twitch on the exit, but I think he's going to be okay. Let's see. Only 8 thousandths up. He's only marginally up. Has he got time in the final sector to find though? On his lap, that is the question. And if so, can he find it? If not, he might have to bail and then just go again right at the end when the track's at its optimum. But he is going to finish the lap, so he's obviously improving. At least for now, anyway. But let's see. 27.4. He gained 2/10 in the final sector. So we know he has time in the middle sector. Could he challenge that front row come the end of the qualifying? Quite possibly with a time like that. Let's go and have a look at Bailey. He's now on a lap. He was nearly 2/10 off at the end of the first sector. What's his middle sector saying? 1.2. So at the minute he's looking at about a 27.2. So he might right now be looking at a top 4, at least for the time being. But let's see what he can do. He's coming into the final sector. Well, he's already in the final sector, sorry, my bad. But let's see. Round the final corner, 27.2. He's into P4, good lap from the blowhole. What about, let's go and have a look at Mahmood. He's 6/10 up at the minute, so this is looking like a pretty good lap for Mahmood. 6/10, that'll put him on about 20, maybe about P13, P12. Let's see, 27.5, P11, good lap from Mahmood. This is going to get very, very tasty. Well, let's go and have a look at... Eugeni's improved to a 26.5. So, going to get even more interesting. But Ben is on another lap. Let's go and have a look at what Ben's done in the first sector. He's up by about half a tenth. This is going to get juicy late on. Here in Singapore, who's going to take it? Who's got the cojones to take it? That is ultimately the question at this stage. So, we shall see, that is for sure. Has anyone got a weather update for me yet, guys, please? If at all possible. I'd love one. But, my Cocon will be with me soon. He's still having technical difficulties. But, as soon as he's available, he will be with me. It's actually someone you won't have heard in the box for a little while. I can't remember the last time. I don't think he's been on comms this season. I think it's been quite a while. He wasn't even part of like the pre-season stuff. So yeah, who could it be? I do wonder. But better 26.2. He is on fire. Jules is up to P5 with a 27.3. Kid is P7 as well with a 27.3. So this is super, super close. Like the top, ignoring Ben, from Micromash down to, well, 16th is separated by about a second. So, yeah. This is going to get interesting very, very quickly, that is for sure. But, let's see. So, at the minute, Kid's P7. Ben is obviously still way clear in P1. I do wonder. I know it sounds mad to say, does Eugeni have it in the bag to take that from Ben? But does he? That's the thing. Ben has proven he is stupidly quick. So who knows? We're in for a great race, though. That is one thing that is for sure. Be interesting to see what way people go with on strategy for the race, because it's a tough one, this one, because safety cars are quite regular around this wonderful track. We do get quite a few incidents, but all the drivers are leaving it as late as humanly possible to go out to get the best possible track conditions, sorry. Samflan is out on the track. What's he currently doing? He's about half a second up, so at the minute he could be looking around the P10 mark, which wouldn't be the worst for him. What's he gonna do? Yeah, look at him, it's a P10. Good luck from Samflan. He will be pretty happy with that. Nev, Mahmood, G-Star, they're the first guys to blink, as well as Chris and Reese and Saviour. So there are a few guys now starting to build up to their final laps. We've got 2 minutes. We've got 2 minutes left of the session. These guys seem to have left it, some of them have left it extraordinarily late, like crazily late. They'll all be hoping that they make it around, but let's have a look at what Saviour's going to do. He's going to be the man to watch. He's going to be the first man of the top 10 to set a lap, but he's got a lot of traffic he's approaching. But his first sector, he's down marginally, but not the end of the world. That's not where you gain all of your time in the first sector. He's hit the wall a little bit on entry into turn 5. Turn 7, sorry. That will have hurt him a little bit, but let's have a look. He's had a bit of a lock-up as well, which will have hurt him. He's cleared the Mercedes nicely. No, he's bailed. He's going to have a look at blowhole. Mr. Bailey. He's just coming to the Singapore sling section. But let's have a look at what he can do. That is for sure. I'm intrigued by how this is going to play out for him, being honest. So we shall see. Bailey picks up a bit of the toe from the Mercedes man. Let's have a look at the McLaren. He's coming around the final 2 corners. And across the line, 26.7, brilliant lap from the blowhole. Let's have a look at Reese. Actually, let's go down. I think Fox is a bit further round. No, he's not actually. I'm wrong. Let's go have a look at Reese then. He's on his lap. He's only marginally up though. Reese needs a bit more than that. Bear in mind, that time he did was also on mediums, may I add. So, he's hardly improved on his soft run. Nev with a great lap as well into P5. What about... Oh, Reese into P3. Let's go and have a look at... I think it's Fox who was on a lap. He's coming into the end of the second sector. He's 6/10 up. This could be a very impressive lap from Fox. He could be about to get a 26, quite possibly. He could be about to pop it in the top 4. Maybe even the top 3. Let's have a look into the final sector. He's absolutely planted. He's carried it into the final 2 corners. Where's he going to put the Red Bull? Into P5. He'll be happy with that. Mahmood into P8. Let's go have a look at Jules. He's coming into the final sector. Jules could be looking at a good little top 5 here as well. Quite possibly. Let's see. What's he going to do? Jules 26.9. He goes above Fox into P6. Then I think his Micromash has just popped it into... No, he's just popped it into the top 5. I think it's Micromash. Yeah, he's just gone P4. What's Calvin doing? Is he going to improve? No. So that is it. Is Bailey on another lap back to back? No, he's not either. Bailey is done. It's just up to Calvin to come into the pit. And then we are done for qualifying. And my co-com has just joined the party. But yeah, that is it for quali. So when Calvin gets wheeled back into the garage, I will read through the grid for the race. Going to be very, very interesting. That's a very sweaty front five, that is for sure. So yeah, we will I'll take you away with that in a second. But Bailey, Mr. Below Hole Bailey, will be P5. He's the man I'm with at the minute. But your grid for Singapore in Tier 1. Ben takes pole. Eugenie is second. Reese Whitcomb is third. Micromash is fourth. Chris Bailey is fifth. Jules is sixth. Fox Ray is seventh. Saviour eighth. Nev in P9. Bobo P10. Mahmood in P11. G-Star P12. Ant in P13. Kid in P14. Samflan P15. Calvin P16. Baby Hornet P17. Mark H P9, P18. LRL P19 and Kaiser Soze in P20. Mr. Hills, are you here?
Hello, I may be having a further technical issue because at the moment I can't seem to see anything despite the fact I've joined the lobby. I'm getting nothing.
Oh no, this isn't a good start, is it? Especially as we've just entered the 5-minute break, so I guess
I've just got a blank screen and it says race laps 0 of 31.
Well, I'm currently staring at the pit lane.
Yeah, well, I can't say anything. It's like stuck in the lobby
Maybe
and
close.
not actually letting me in, even though I am officially spectating. It says it on the screen, but
Close up and reopen potentially. That could be.
I have to try. I'll be back in a minute. Okay.
Okay, no worries. Have fun.
Cheerio.
But guys, what is your favourite memory from Singapore? There's some great races at this track, especially as recently as 2023 put up a pretty exciting, well, what you could call a banger, because we did have the one race where Red Bull decided not to show up. So yeah, that was a juicy one. But we shall soon find out how it's going to play out. Have we got any weather updates from anyone in the YouTube chat for the 5-minute break? Come on, give me some YouTube updates, please. If that's okay. Micromash, you were meant to have a quali ban. So, naughty boy for qualifying. Bad boy. Yeah, that didn't go too well. But we've got 13 viewers. All of you get involved. Come on, leave a like. Interact in the YouTube chat. Talk to me. I wonder if Red Car Rambo, the winner of Tier 2, is he watching? Is he gandering on in the background, still celebrating his victory? I can't remember who the podium sitters were, but it was a very, very good race nonetheless. So, yeah. But my Martin Hills will be back soon. I'm very sure of that. You've all heard 2 minutes of his voice, so technically he has done his job for the evening. But yeah, we shall see. But the race starts in 3 minutes' time. So I'm interested to see what way people go with strategy. It's going to be very, very it's going to be very, very juicy to start off with. That is for sure. But yeah, if you're tuning in, like I said, leave a like. Don't forget, if you want to join us as well, join the Discord. I can sort you a link at some point and get you in, get you racing in tier 3 or tier 2, or with the elite boys here, or we do have our no assist championship, which is on Wednesday at what time is it? 8:45. So the same time as tier 1, but on Wednesday. So yeah, it's gonna get juicy very, very quickly. That is for sure. But let's see how it all sort of plays out, and hope and pray. I think we're going in a couple of minutes. I've just seen my co-com has rejoined the session, so hopefully this time it all goes accordingly. That's the hope and the pray from my point of view as well. So we will see. But we have 1 minute until the race is going to go live. Well, I say live till lights are going to be out. But yeah, this is a track where it's hard to overtake. Very, very difficult. It's not quite Monaco levels of difficult, but it's not ideal. So yeah. But we are very, very soon going to be underway and ready to go. This is, I love tier 1. There's constant battles. I remember Belgium, I think it was 7 cars in the fight for the win. Then you had, I think, Monza, where you had like 5 or 6. And then, yeah, we've had many where it just doesn't go to plan for the commentator, because quite often I was left tier 1 with very little voice. So yeah, not ideal. Hello.
Let's try that again, shall we?
The timing of that was pretty impeccable, because we're just going.
Well, I try my very best. Where are we? Oh, there we go. Right. Okay, yes. Well, I can see a pit lane now, so that's exciting.
Well, we're getting somewhere. Right, okay. I'm not on my own for the race, so I'm excited. But instantly, I want to know what tyres people are going for. How are you anyway?
Exhausted, to be honest with you.
Did you enjoy that race?
I did, but I literally, like, whatever the opposite of having the rub of the green is what I had. Like,
yeah,
I had the rub of the brown or something.
It did look that way. Like, I think you put softs on at one point, then had to go back to inters, and then.
Well, I knew I'd only lose one position by trying them, so I was like under safety car. It was only like because of basically I got unlucky with the pit stops anyway, because I got stuck behind the teammate who I think was having a penalty or a wing change. Yeah. So I lost a load of positions. So I thought I'll put the softs on, see what they're like for a lap, and then all I'm going to do is lose one place, even if I have to come back in again. And they felt horrible, so I went back in again.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's not the end of the world that you had to pit again, but then it just sort of went downhill after the second half, didn't it, really? But
yeah, I had a big lock-up at one point, and I couldn't get the car stopped, and had to do I think it was Fernando who did a massive off down the escape road in Singapore.
I was going to say, was it Orlando where you missed the wall by like a metre? Well, not even a centimetre.
God, no. I literally went, at the end of the first straight, there's that great big runoff area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went off into there and had to do a spin turn to come back, and there was people coming past, so I had to wait for them, and yeah, so.
Always fun.
It was actually quite fun, apart from the first few laps in the dry. Yeah, I was really struggling to see, as you can imagine.
Yeah. I mean, ironically, all the visibility issues tend to actually be better in the rain, which shouldn't be the case. But yeah. Yeah,
well, it's no ABS in the wet. Yeah, well, it was just my mess up, to be honest with you, that one.
But let's see. So everyone's gone from medium, apart from Calvin and Kaiser Soze. Who on earth has spun at the back? Someone did. My eyes aren't deceiving me. I think it was Kid, I'm guessing, because he disqualified. But let's have a look. So, we're going to get on the... Come on, give us some lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and... Come on. We are racing. Good getaway from Ben. Johnny's made a brilliant getaway as well, though, but he's not going to be able to get anywhere near Ben into turn 1. Everyone seems to have made it through okay, at least turn 1 anyway, but then the track tightens up a lot into 3, which is where the issues can come about. But
Kid nearly had a bit wobble, but he made it.
Well, he's good then, at least. Oh, there is a crash at the back. I think it's Micromash. Oh, no, I think because he was meant to have a quali ban, which he didn't serve, he has let cars go, I think, is what the issue was there. So, Fox, though, has made an absolutely brilliant getaway, while looking like he's having an engine failure through each corner. He has, he's managed to hold on to Saviour, at least for the time being.
Oh, you mean with that super realistic brown smoke?
Yes, you know, the one where you don't even have to lock up to still see.
Yeah, it is impressive. It's got to be said. But yes, so like you say, Calvin and Keyser have both gone for hard, which actually in our race didn't really work too well because the safety car came out fairly quickly.
Yeah.
And with the forecast of rain in that one, it wasn't ever going to work terribly well anyway. But do we know what the weather's going to be in this race?
From what I understand, dry, and more dry. So, yeah.
Oh, that's disappointing.
It's always disappointing, sadly. But, I mean, Singapore is a pretty long race as it is, so maybe for the drivers it's quite good that it's dry all the way through.
Yeah, it's easier to get a rhythm at least, but in these early laps with the tyre smoke, sort of the packs that are close together really do have a lot of trouble sort of seeing what they're doing with one another.
Well, the thing is, I was practicing with Simon earlier, who's obviously a no ABS user, and I would still be 4 corners behind him, but still hitting smoke into every corner. So that wasn't ideal.
Exactly. But there's a bit of a gap opening up between Jules and Fox already, so the front 5 are sort of disappearing off up the road a little bit.
Yeah, Fox was side by side on the first lap with Saviour for virtually the whole thing, and I think they all ended up sort of running a bit wide and then losing time, so now Fox is in the process of, I think he's clawed it back a little bit by about 2/10 this lap, so we'll see if he can work his way back up. But
yeah, I mean he may be doing that deliberately to avoid the tyre smoke. I don't know.
Quite possibly.
You wouldn't. I mean, it's so hard to overtake here, even with DRS.
Yeah. I mean, they're meant to have made it easier with that straight as well. That's the thing. But
yeah, it's really hard because you need to get a really good exit out of what corner would it be? Turn 4, is it?
Yeah, I've lost count.
The fast right-hander, so you need to get a really good exit, but it's difficult because obviously you lap downforce, which means you compromise, so you don't get the exit, which means by the time you catch up with DRS, you're almost at the braking zone, so it's not easy.
Oh, Chris has just had a big moment into turn 1. He locked up and went really wide. He survived it though, just about, but surely going to be a track limit warning, you would think. This tier 1 fight this season's exciting though, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I was just actually thinking, how many times have we seen Benny and Ugoni against one another directly first and second on track this season?
I think only last week in Baku is the only time they've actually been the only 2 there.
Yeah, so this is interesting. That's what,
and even then you had the tyre offset as well, because Ugoni was on the hards, wasn't he, last week in Baku, and... Ben's had a moment in the bridge!
That's exactly what I was oohing at as well.
Yeah, that was a bit juicy. That's going to lighten Eugeni's eyes up, who's been a bit second best this season to Ben as well, which is rare to say.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I was getting at. There's not many people that can stay ahead of you only sort of 3 laps in a row.
You're lucky if you spend half a lap ahead of him. But, yeah.
But these front 4 are almost like they're attached with a tow rope, because Jules has fallen off a little bit himself now as well.
Yeah.
But again, there's a big gap back to Fox. You've got another little pack behind Fox. So sort of people are settling into a bit of a rhythm.
Yeah, they definitely are. I mean, Fox is pretty much neutralised. Oh yeah, so oh wow, it has. I don't know why. I haven't seen any yellows, funnily enough. But he
he's dropped off the back a little bit as well.
Yeah, he has.
See if he's got any damage.
Micromashes though, he let everyone go, but he's made a bit of progress, which is good news for him. Oh, move from Saviour on Fox for P5. P6, sorry. But Fox is trying to hang it round the outside. He's super. He's lost the wheel. Oh, that's a huge shame.
Yeah, that was unlucky.
It's like he tried to give Saviour room, and it looked like the car stepped out last minute.
Yeah, he just got like a little touch of like four-wheel drift. And just like nudged the wall, and sometimes you're fine, and sometimes it removed your wheels for you. And, well, you got unlucky that time.
The thing that confuses me is like I do career mode, but I do career mode with sim damage on, and on career mode that wouldn't have even given you like the tiniest bit of wing damage.
Yeah, you just get unlucky sometimes.
Yeah, I think it depends how you hit it or what position you hit it in. But that's such a shame for Fox. He was looking good. But interestingly, it looked like Ben was going to try and play games, but Jody isn't going to play any games. He is in. As is.
That's on my controller cable there.
Oh, that happens to the best of us, trust me. I've done that many a time.
Constantly.
It hasn't happened to me in a while. It used to happen all the time. But, yeah, let's see. Chris is in. Eugenie in. Baby Hornet, the last Red Bull. I mean, I still can't believe he had a podium this season. But he is getting there.
I've got to say, I think that's a mistake not pitting.
Yeah.
That hard will go to the end.
What, from here? I haven't done much long run practice, so you're better knowledged here.
I did 40 minutes of practice before tonight's race, so yeah.
Wow, so yeah, I was going to say actually, you've not been available as much to do as much practice recently, have you? So that's a shame.
No, life is not letting me drive very much at the moment, but there we go. So
you'll be back soon, fighting.
The thing is, right, actually, this could work out for Benny, because there's a high likelihood that there's going to be another safety car. We're only on lap 5, and those guys who've changed tyres have got a lot of cars between them and the front now. And even with a tyre offset, it's actually quite hard. I mean, did you see the queue of people behind Carl in Tier 2?
Yeah, yeah. I was laughing at that.
Yeah, I mean, nobody could get past anybody, even though there was a big tyre delta. I mean, I caught up 6.8 seconds in 3 laps, and then couldn't get past anybody.
Yeah, well, it's the same in a way if you look at the 2023 race where Sainz won, and you had Norris, Russell, Hamilton, and Russell and Hamilton had brand new tyres compared to Norris and Sainz, and obviously they were in a DRS train, but you'd still think, they'll get the run and maybe able to get the move, but Norris was stuck as well behind Sainz, wasn't he, with DRS, so...
Yeah, and it's, to be fair, that's accurately simulated in this game. It is an absolute bugger.
I was waiting to see which one you selected there.
Yeah, so was I. I was just wheeling through my little Rolodex in the head of swear words.
What's PG and what's not?
Yeah, so it's after 9 o'clock, so I think I can say that.
I'm sure it's fine.
So Mark's obviously now up 9 positions from where he started.
Yes, he is.
So he's done well out of some of the pit stops and some of the others' errors. That's tyre will still be reasonable. They're probably on. They're going to still be sub 10% wear.
Yeah, the one that is going to be really hurt here though is Keizer Soze, because he started on the hards.
Well, he might not be hurt here, because if he just stays out and waits for another safety car, then he's not going to lose out particularly, and he's obviously made up quite a lot of space positions.
Yeah, he won't be as hurt. But
yeah, I mean, a part of me wishes that I'd gone sort of with the hard at the start of the race earlier, but I went medium, wet instead, which was very nice actually. But you got to kind of almost wonder whether if you're further back in the pack here, even if it's going to be a dry forecast, whether it's worth doing medium, and hoping for safety car at the end.
Yeah, I mean,
doing a medium, soft.
The thing is, it's like you said, overtaking here is just a nightmare. So, track position at all points of this race is vital, isn't it? So
it is. I mean, when you've got the first few laps as the hards come in, the mediums have a massive advantage, and you can get people into braking zones at that point. But and in traction zones as well. But once the hards draw up, you've got no help at all. But, so safety cars in.
Yeah, Fox has just described his crash, saying his nan could hit him harder than he hit that wall. At least he's brought a bit of laughter out of it, I guess, but I bet that's infuriating for him.
It was a pathetic little wet slap.
Yeah, it really was. But Ben hasn't really caught Reese napping here. Reese will want to get this done, but there's a Mercedes in the background of Jules who's trying to find some heat in that tyre. He was weaving like crazy down that pitch straight.
Yeah, he looked like he was having a little sleep as well. He's lost a second straight away.
Well, it is late. In Germany, it is an hour ahead of us as well, so it's probably
maybe
not...
That's why he was weaving. Maybe he was actually asleep at the wheel.
Well, he did better than Foxy. He kept it out the wall, at least, I guess, so... Yeah.
I'm sure he's got the ability to catch him back up, actually, because these two are going to have a little bit of a fight, I suspect.
Yeah, I think Reese had a little look at Ben into, well, where the corner is at the end of the DRS straight. I think it's 6. So, he did have a little look. But there's already a gap forming between G-Star and Sam Flando, so that's not ideal.
It depends. There's a few people, I'm sure, who are... like. I mean, the standard setup here is 50-50 and then tweak your handling using the suspension.
Yeah.
But a few people, I think, are trying to run lower downforce. And I know from that 40 minutes of practice, I tried two extremes of setup, and low downforce with full tanks felt horrible.
Yeah, 50-50 is the only one I've tried, and even that's a nightmare at times. Ride height's quite a big thing around here, though, as well.
It is. You can actually get away with running the front a little bit lower than you think, but the back needs to be quite high. Yeah,
there's a lot of bumps around here.
So. Yeah, there are. I don't know if you've noticed this down the new DRS zone. No, it's not DRS zone. Down the new straight at the back.
Yeah.
Where it goes under the bridge. That's really bumpy.
Yeah, very. And on the exit of the corner after that as well is actually a little bit bumpy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, it's worth taking a weird line down. Oh, we've got Micromash is making a move on Sam. Just let him through there, sort of pulled over and let him past.
Reese has also just taken the lead as well from Ben. So Reese has also done well for his he's obviously got his done well to get heat in his tyres quicker than Ben here, I think.
Or he's rinsed his ERS.
Actually, I've just realised, thank you for mentioning that. Probably best I get that off the stream. Jules has got a time penalty for 3 seconds, as has Kaiser Soze. So those guys are not going to be happy with that at this early stage. Saviour, though, is starting to close right up to the back of Jules in his Mercedes. So we're going to have a little German battle for that last podium spot, at least provisionally anyway. So we'll see.
Eugenie has not made any progress yet.
No, I'm not surprised though somehow, if I'm honest.
Those tyres aren't coming in yet. He's actually dropping away from Hodgie at the moment.
Yeah, he is. I was just about. He's 1.3 behind him at the minute, and Bailey, interestingly, has dropped quite a bit of a way back from him as well.
Well, it's a waiting game, I guess. Now they've switched to something that's going to rely on the tactics more than on the on-track side of things. They're probably just conserving tyres, I guess.
quite possibly Simon's had a disaster somewhere though, because he's. Oh, well, that was a bit cursy, wasn't it?
A premonition. Yeah, I call you Mystic Smeg.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was just about to say he dropped to last. So, yes. And then all of a sudden he decided to find a barrier at the same time. So, I mean, yeah. But yeah, Red Bull have not had a good day.
I think he's been, I think he's not had a great night. I think he's probably going to go away and have a stiff drink.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I know those two are in a party together, those two Red Bull drivers, so, yeah.
Well, they've not been very good at advising each other then, have they?
I thought Jake was going to take the reins once he crashed, but he obviously hasn't done much. But he just said, Jake just said another stellar night for the Bosnian babes, because they're both Bosnian for some reason. So, yeah. But is Reese gonna pit? I did wonder. He is.
Yeah, I think at this point you... Oh, okay.
What's wrong? What's happened?
We've gone green, so that's... Reese's pit has not come at a good time, has it?
No, I've just realised we've gone green. Yeah, that's really backfired.
Yeah.
So Ben's actually made the right... Thing is, Reese was so last minute on that decision as well. Like, very, very last minute.
As he entered the pits, it went green, and also Jules and Nev followed him as well. So they've all actually had a normal pit stop, pretty much. Yeah,
this hasn't gone well at all, has it? But
Sam is all over the back of... Mark is all over the back of... No, hang on, I'm getting confused here. Ugoni's now all over the back of Mark. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, maybe he's finally got some heat in there. Quite possibly.
That is not a sight you want to see.
No, and we know what Mark's like. He's probably driving in that car, screaming.
What you want to do at this point is shift all your brake balance to the rear wheels and brake really hard into every corner. Just create this massive smoke screen.
We should definitely not be encouraging that.
Just do a big rear wheel skid round every corner. Yeah, that wouldn't work.
Anyone who does that is going to absolutely hate you now for mentioning that. But
that wouldn't work. You'd take yourself out. But,
yeah, it definitely would. Yeah. Xavier's had a good restart here though. He sort of managed to keep it with Ben, so he'll be hoping to tag along in that DRS that pulls away. Christian Horner has invited me to a Black Ops lobby. Okay. Red Bulls are having fun then, don't worry about you two. But yeah, Micromash has made some good progress here though. Considering he let everyone go, was last after lap 1. He's now what, 4 seconds off the lead roughly? So
he is nearly everyone behind him has, well, not nearly everyone behind him, but everybody apart from 4 people have pitted.
Oh yeah, that's true, yeah.
So but having said that, those mediums at the front, how much time do we have under the safety car? 4 laps?
4 laps, plus about 1 with a virtual as well. So
those tyres are going to go a bit further than usual. I think it's 15 laps, I think they recommend the mediums do around here for the strategy. So they could extend a little bit. Yeah,
on average around this track though, they say you've got to be 1.8 seconds faster than the car ahead of you to be able to make an overtake. So
absolutely do, Lally.
And in Tier 1, you've got absolutely no chance of making an overtake, because they're all, unless your name's Eugenie and Ben, you're all pretty evenly matched, to be honest, aren't you? In this tier, so...
He has disposed of Mark, and he's now all over the back of Sam. Oh, he had a bit of a Larry moment there. Don't see that very often.
No, you don't. But if there's anyone that can sort the Larryness, it's Eugenie. So...
Yeah, he sort of drifted around the penultimate corner, and it was quite entertaining to watch.
Yeah, he's
going to be past Sam in a second, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't think so. It would be silly of Sam to fight it at this stage. It's not his fight at all, is it?
Well, he's not got DRS, so...
Yellow flag. Don't tell me that's Hodge. I think it might have been Hodge potentially. He lost it, but Eugenie's all good. It wasn't Hodge. No. He's fine.
No. Yeah.
It may have been Kaiser. Oh no, LRL, that's who it was. I'll make my mind up eventually. But
there's a hell of a fight happening back around sort of 10th-ish.
yeah, I've just cut to it. Oh, they're so close, Kaiser Soze and Mahmood. I know you've got Kid and Calvin joining it. Well, those guys are having a bit of fun. Who said you can't overtake at Singapore? they're proving us wrong. But yeah, let's see. Bobo is right on the back of Microbash at the minute for P3. Bailey's past Hodge for P8.
Well, Hodge is back on the back of Bailey again at the moment.
Yeah, Bailey will be wanting to, as quickly as he can, try and zoom up to the back of that Ferrari, won't he? But it's not going to be easy.
No, he's probably going to get DRS'd.
Oh.
Again, Hodge has just lost a bit of ground there.
Yeah, turn one's not the best straight for an overtake either, is it? Because it's not long enough.
No, but coming down the main straight, or the main kinky straight down here.
Yeah, this next one, yeah.
Mark's got a good chance of coming back past them again, unless he gets a bad exit. But he's got the tyre difference as well.
Yeah, I think Chris has got just about enough to hold on. I don't think Mark's gonna.
Yeah, no, he's got too good an exit.
Just struggling a little bit for that exit traction now is Mr. Hodgson, but.
Do you know what's absolutely amazing? Have you seen the brake smoke from the helicopter camera?
Yeah,
it
constantly.
Looks like grey Lego.
You haven't seen. Oh, you won't have seen Tier 2 yet. There's one point. If you look in the rain in qualifying, you know, I don't know if you've ever played Minecraft, but it looks like someone's a creeper's just blown up down the straight from the rain. All the pixels.
I haven't done that because I'm not 8.
No. But either way, that's what it does look like. It looks like something is blown up down the straight, and yeah.
That's what I saw. It just looked like someone had painted a load of grey blocks on the screen that were covering the whole track. It was hilarious.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a race happening, isn't there? What's going on with that?
Micromash is sort of hunting down Saviour, but again, as we said earlier, you can't really, not really a lot either of them can do at this stage because he's just stuck.
Kays has pitted in. Well, he's obviously pulled the trigger. He's the first of the people that stayed out to pull the trigger. But then again, he was on was he hard to start off with? He was, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. It's
so,
14 laps.
He's maybe had he's probably had a bit of contact somewhere, I would guess.
Yeah, that feels a bit too early, especially for the come off the medium. Chris has just gone around the outside of Samplan. Samplan did not fight that one little bit, and I don't blame him.
Benny's keeping a nice gap to Saviour, isn't he?
He is. I am interested to see when he's just gonna come in, because the issue is he's gonna come still. He's probably gonna come out just ahead of Kid, I would say, potentially. So. Actually, how long's the pit stop here? Do we have any idea?
It's long. I don't know exactly. It's got to be 30 seconds.
Oh well, he's going to come out in 17th then.
Because it's a 50km/h pit lane, which is like 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's ludicrous. I don't get why it's different for some. It doesn't make any sense to me.
To do with the width normally.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I had a horrible glitch earlier where it stopped me on the entry of the pit lane for about 3 seconds and didn't ghost me.
I saw you saying about that.
So that was fun.
Unfortunately, that didn't happen in the race. Yeah.
Yeah. I was glad that I was worried because I was like, imagine if that did and you've got 3 cars trying to follow each other in. Oh no, that would have scared me.
So, I've just noticed that he's now second, isn't he, with things developing. So he's now the net leader.
I mean, it's fair to say that this strategy has not worked out at all in any way, shape or form for Ben.
No, unfortunately.
Because he is going to come out a long way down. I think probably 17.
Car, like now. He's going to be sat there going, please give me a safety car.
I would start to call it rigged if I think there was a safety car now, because that would just be crazy. But He needs it, that's for sure. Eugeni's on a charge. Bailey is sort of starting to get that gap down a little bit to Eugeni, though.
Yeah, I mean, there's still half the race left, so there's a lot could happen.
Yeah, definitely.
But, I mean, our net podium are Rigoni, Chris, and Ant at the moment.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. So this is going to get juicy very quickly. Ant, oh yeah, Ant did pit, didn't he? Wow, Ant's had a brilliant race. He started, I think it was 14th or 15th. He's up to P4.
Yeah, I was just looking at, and Kid's up to P6, having had a change as well.
Yeah, he has. So Kid's on the move. The issue is he's got a long way to Ant ahead, so he's sort of out of the...
But...
At least for now.
But yeah, no, the strategy for the people that started hards has not really worked.
Or didn't pit at the first safety car. That also has hurt them all.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Mr. Steve seems to be very unlucky at the back. He's about 10 seconds off. He's having a tough season, I think, Steve, this season.
Yeah.
But he is, we both know how good he is. We both raced him, so
yeah, there's a few people who have kind of, there's quite a few people who've slipped back there who you wouldn't expect to have slipped back there, but
yeah, I mean,
quite,
Fox hasn't got a point this season. I think he got 2 podiums last season, so yeah, he's another one.
Yeah.
And you've raced him.
I mean, there's a bit. Yeah, totally. There's a big gap from front to back as well. I mean, it's 50 seconds now.
Yeah. I mean,
even if you take Benny out of it, Ugoni's got 45 seconds front to the back.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's a very strong outfield now. If you look at the track map, there's just one sort of condensed part of the field where everyone's still fighting, and then there's loads of people driving around completely on their own and out of DRS.
Oh, that's good for Ben, though. Kaiser Soze's crashed.
It's teaser, yeah. He
has. So Ben is... Casey, you may have a very big fan of your work. Sorry to say that, but I think Ben will love you.
He's only got a 5-second lead, though, so he's actually still going to lose quite a bit.
He has, but if we half, so we reckon it's what, 30-ish seconds.
If I was Ugoni, Bailey, and Kid, I would be in for a fresh set of mediums.
Well, I mean, Ben, as things stand, Ben will probably come out around about 4th place, just ahead of Kid.
Yeah, I'd be tempted to get those hards off and put a fresh set of mediums on, because they're gonna have another set of mediums in their pockets.
Yeah.
Because you got to wonder how, if Ben comes out, sort of P5, like you say, ish, then his tyres are going to be much better at the end of this race than those old hards.
They are, but like we said, even with a big tyre differential, it's going to be horrible to try and overtake here.
It is. But,
especially with the fact that Eugeni, Chris and Ant are now all grouped up as well, and all going to have DRS.
Yeah, they're coming in.
Yeah, I think that's the right choice, definitely. It wouldn't surprise me if we see every driver in, if I'm honest. Mark's taken the decision in last to pit. He's gone on to a fresh set of mediums. Kid stayed out. Kid gone for trial position. I don't blame him for trying something different.
Yeah.
He was sort of the outlier. So
this is kind of absolutely reset the race.
It has, but it's also meant that Ben's had to go for hards because obviously he hadn't used both compounds of tyre yet. Whereas Eugeni and all of those guys. But Micromash, he's in P4 on the hards now. Saviour's in P5 on the hards. This has mixed it all right back up.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about sort of those 3-lap old hards are going to feel pretty similar to the fresh mediums after a few laps.
Yeah, they certainly are. So it's going to be very, very fun. We just need everyone to catch up to the pack now, and because I think the safety cars in Tier 2 were about 3-4 laps long, weren't they? So
yeah, it didn't seem to be out extravagantly long. It's quite a long lap, isn't it? So
it is. It's they've made it shorter, ironically, with that straight in the last sector, but driving the lap itself still feels just as long. So
yeah, well, especially when it's wet.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is the first dry Singapore race we've had this week, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, X was wet as well, wasn't it? So
I don't know. I didn't race it. I wasn't able to.
yeah, they had 100%. I think 50% of that 100% was wet. And they had 4 or 5 safety cars. Let's put it this way: one 100% race lasted 2 hours.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But then Tier 2 was an hour and a half. So.
Yeah, it did seem to go on forever.
Yeah, with quali and the race itself was exactly 1 hour, and the quali with that, it was all together an hour and a half long.
No, I remember thinking, oh god, we must be halfway through, and it was like lap 10.
Yeah, I was watching the stream, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go down, come back up, it'll be like lap 20, and I'll get ready to get in the Tier 1 lobby. And then was like, oh no, it's only, I think it was only lap 13. I was like, okay, great. Awesome.
Yeah.
So, but the safety cars don't help with that, like we said, so. I think we had 3.
No, to be honest with you, as a driver, it's kind of it's a bit of a mental reset opportunity, because you do get quite frazzled, especially in the wet.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is also one of the tracks where it's so hard on traction out of a lot of corners. It makes the wet harder to drive here, doesn't it? In many ways.
Yeah. Well, I don't know whether you could tell on the stream, but it actually started getting harder again. So
yeah,
the rain came earlier than it was supposed to, or was predicted to, and it kind of came down really gently to start off with, and then really hard, and then it backed off again, and then it came down really hard again.
Yeah, I was in a pie with, I think it was Simon, and Hoseman just put the softs on, and I went,
yeah,
it's literally raining heavier, and Hoseman's just pit for softs, and then I noticed that you just repitted for inters, so I was like, okay, Hoseman's definitely messed up here.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was by turn 3, I think everyone was past him. It was, he got very unlucky with that, but these things happen.
It's gambles, especially when you're towards the rear of the field. I think everyone's on the pack now. Safety car may come in this lap, hopefully.
I think it probably will, yeah, everyone's together. There's a lot of a lap left. Normally calls it somewhere around the Anderson Bridge, doesn't it? Which, there
it is.
Now. There you go.
It's in. So, I'm really interested to see how Kid Dynamite's going to be able to... I mean, Ben is Angie Joni. We both know they're another level of quick. But it'll be interesting to see how he holds this up.
There's the tyre switch on to think about as well, isn't there?
Yeah, there definitely is. The thing is, he may have pulled a worldie.
Well, the person who's going to have the most traction for the first couple of laps is the person in third.
Yeah, he definitely is. He's going to just have to hope that Eugenie puts pressure on Ben here. That's what he's going to need to pray.
Yeah, well, that medium out of some of the slow corners gives you a massive traction advantage when it's fresh.
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, I practiced earlier with the hards and I did not enjoy them one little bit. So, and then put the mediums on.
Alright, but I just remembered I didn't use them, so.
Yeah, no, they were. I just felt like, I mean, after 6 laps, you started to get heat in them, and it felt like they were grippy. But then up until that point, it was like driving in wet. It literally was. But Ben's already having a look. I thought he was, but no, he backed out of it. That got very close, that gap then.
Joni looks like he's having to stay off the gas pedal to stay out of the rear end of the cars in front of him.
I just noticed that into turn, I think it's 6. He had to literally back out.
That's the difference.
Into the, what was the old Singapore sling, and he's ahead. That's not good news for Kid, though.
Yeah,
he's hit the wall! Difference. Kid just hit the wall.
This is another place where the traction makes a huge difference just here.
Yeah, this is going to be... The thing is, Eugenie's going to be on the outside.
Yeah, that could have been squeaky bum time. He's made the right decision there.
Yeah, I had images of what Lando Norris did there after winning the race by 24 seconds this year. I thought he was just going to go straight on and have to avoid it because it was that corner as well, I think. So
Joni knows that he needs to make a move now whilst those tyres are still cold on that Williams.
yeah, he definitely does, and it also helps him build a gap then from Ben as well.
You see how much more grip he had around the final corner there.
Yeah, he was so much heavier on the throttle.
And he was like 2 car widths inside of where Kid had to put his car.
Yeah, but he will have DRS here though. So, oh, big twitch for Kid. This is gonna set him up, but he is making Joni go the long way round.
Yeah, but that becomes the inside in the next corner, where he doesn't need to even wait till there.
Yeah, Ben's gone through as well.
Yeah, as has Micromash.
Wow, Kid, that one twitch out of turn 4 pretty much ruined him there.
Well, also he's off track position and then had like a whole stream of people all kind of pushing him around, didn't he, really, in terms of like keeping him offline.
Yeah, exactly, and getting on the marbles here is very painful, so 10 laps to go.
So the question is, can Benny stay in range here?
He'll be hoping so, that's for sure, because there will come a time, probably 8 laps into this stint, where his time will be a bit better than Joni's.
Well, yeah, I mean, these two have now broken away from the others. Benny might be tempted to just sit there until late on in the race before he makes a move. Wait till he's got the better tyre.
Yeah. He's just got to hang on. That's all he has to do. That is the fastest lap from Joni, though. But, oh, in the background, it's getting a bit fruity between Mr. Bailey and Saviour. Those two having a little ding-dong. Bailey will be hoping to get that done on his fresh mediums as well. Saviour will be hoping to get Kid rather soon as well, because he's losing touch with Micromash at the minute. Ben has really kept super close to Joni here, though.
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a bit of I noticed there's quite a bit of toe around this track as well.
Yeah.
There's a couple of places where you seem to be able to kind of make up ground almost like more than you do at other tracks.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah. The straights here, though, the issue is it's so hard to gain much down the straight because everyone's running the same, aren't they? Literally on their wings. If it's any different, it's probably, 1-2 clicks, which is going to give you a mile/hour at maximum, probably. But
yeah, I don't think there'd be a lot in it.
Yeah. And this is a track where, you'll lose it through the corners.
It's a lot of slow corners, and that's more about suspension setup than it is about aero anyway, so...
yeah, exactly.
You need the high aero, but I mean, obviously you've got a few high-speed sections where you have got some like lefts and rights which need that aero, but there's a load of places where actually the big difference comes from your suspension setting. It's quite a weird thing to set up. It's like very stiff at the front and very soft at the back seems to be best. Yeah,
without a doubt. But I'm interested to see, because I think Ben may actually get Joni here.
Micromash just hit the wall.
Oh,
I think he ghosted, so that means he hit it quite hard.
Doesn't look like any damage though, visible damage anyway on his car. There's probably a bit of emotional damage to him, but that's about it. Unless it's Lando and he's got talent damage, but we'll see.
Saviour and Chris are still very close together.
Yeah, I've noticed that as well. Saviour, Chris and Bobo all got past Kids, so
yeah,
that's good news for them.
Those tyres are dead.
That train behind Kid, I've actually just had a little look. Oh my god.
It's like, who's going to go next?
Yeah. Oh, how many's going to get me in the next few corners? But I would not want to be part of that with all the tyre smoke. No, thank you. Kid's got to just hope that saved him, the tyre smoke.
It was worth a gamble, but that's definitely not played out for him, unfortunately.
Oh, Joni's nearly just crashed in the penultimate corner. Here comes Ben.
Oh,
No, he's not quite close enough.
I was going to say that Aston Martin looked like it was going to hump the back of that Ferrari then.
Yeah, he had a massive moment in the penultimate corner, and I thought that was going to be it, but he'll try and line him up down here. He's a lot closer than he was on the last lap, that's for sure. But I will say, Ben is being... I've just looked at his steering wheel, and Ben is not even pushing.
Yeah, I mean, he can sit there and save his energy levels. So, having said that, I'm not sure Ugoni's pushing that hard at the moment.
Yeah, I've just looked at that as well and then thought, no, he's not pushing either. So these guys are just kind of taking the mick.
Yeah, I'm thinking Ugoni might be saving tyres as well, so that he doesn't have the tyre offset.
Yeah, he's just got super close to the wall though, out of at the end of the Anderson Bridge. So he's a bit lucky there. That's
called skill though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I mean, I wish I had his skill. I'm sure most of us wish we had his skill, but you know.
Well, yeah, the line into that slow corner is to go out super wide and try to clip the curve on the inside with it to give you extra turn in. It's quite hard to do.
Yeah, but I mean, if we watch you, Jody, I'm sure we can master it after about 90,000 attempts.
Of course.
So, Jules another 3 seconds. That's not good for him. He's dropped so far. He was having such a good race, Jules, as well. But Sam planned 3 as well.
Is having the race. So I was just say, poor old Hodgie is having the race from hell.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't been the best. Well, the greatest return to Tier 1 for him so far, has it? I mean, I think he did get points at, I want to say, Belgium. He got points, or a couple.
I think he's had some bad luck tonight, though. Really, I mean, he's sort of. Oh, Jules is out. What's happened?
Pits. That's in the pits, by the looks of it. So.
Okay.
That seems a bit strange because he was well in the race, but okay. I'm sure the stewards can look at that one, but let's see. Saviour. Chris has overtaken Saviour.
Yeah.
Which I missed.
If there were decent people on commentary, they would have noticed that.
Yeah. I mean, sack us, so what can I say? Oh, I thought Ben was going to dive up the inside of you, Jody, then, but he's not quite close enough this time round. But he is going to be super close here.
Yeah, I think these two are now pushing. They look like there's different body language from the cars, isn't there?
You know what else I'm noticing? Jody's starting to lock up, which usually is an indication of pushing. So...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think...
They're running much closer together. Oh, goodness me.
I don't know sometimes how they react to each other because they break so late. It's crazy.
Those tyres are probably equalising now as well.
Yeah, they're very equal at this point. Yeah.
The hard will now feel nice, and the medium will now feel a little bit loose.
I've noticed why they're pushing though. Micromash has taken a second out of them in the last lap.
Well, he's not got anybody to fight, has he? So
no. So this could
there with a 7-second gap. So
those tyres of Eugeni's look off, like they've gone, like they've gone. Yeah,
like mouldy.
Yeah, not quite that bad. It's not like a pint of milk, but it's getting that way because he's really struggling for turning, really struggling. So. But then who am I to say Eugeni's struggling?
Oh, he's pushing him around.
He is. It's like he's trying to avoid him in every single department. But he's gonna have. Oh, I thought he was gonna look. I got excited then.
No, he's there. Just a little bit of psychology.
But how great is this to see Eugeni challenged? Genuinely, it's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's quite refreshing, isn't it?
It was getting to the point where we did consider thinking about needing to have a chat with you, Jody, about the domination, but it might be alright now.
Let's see what happens down here, because I think look at the traction difference. Suddenly there is an advantage with that hard, I think.
Yeah, I think so. And look, it's not even a fight. He's got it done.
Yeah, you could just see through that first right-hander that Aston Martin just had so much more grip.
Yeah, it definitely did. But 4 laps to go. This is it now. Can you, Joni, find anything? Has he hit that graining phase on this lap, and could they come back to him for the last couple so he can still take that fight back to him?
Yeah, I did notice that the mediums felt really horrible around lap 8, so this does kind of fit.
Yeah. How long did it take to come back though? Like for them to come back, because sometimes they do come back, don't they?
Yeah, it wasn't too long. It was a bit of a shame that the rain and the safety car happened in Tier 2, because the mediums were actually starting to feel really nice again at that point.
Yeah.
I think it was about lap 9 or something that it happened. But,
I mean, it's very good for you guys that it happened when it did, because the safety car had just come out as well, so you all got an easy pit stop, didn't you, out of it?
Yeah, I didn't really want to.
Yeah.
But there we go. So he's actually opening a gap.
He is, but the important thing for you, Johnny, is at least he's still within the second for now. So
I'm not sure he's going to be there for long.
No, neither am I. Watching him, he's struggling like crazy, especially out of turn 3 there.
Here, just this corner here, it seemed like the Aston had so much more speed in the last lap.
Yeah, certainly did. But he'll just be hoping he can find something and maybe force a mistake out of Ben. Ben was very slow into turn 5 there, though.
Some locking happening. They are both pushing super duper hard at the moment.
Yeah, I think it was just a few 2 laps too many on those mediums for this stint.
Yeah, I think Benny's kind of timed his move right, because his tyres are going to be the better tyre for the rest of the race now. I mean, there's 4 laps left, 3.5 laps left.
Saying that though, it does look like Eugenie's found a bit of grip this lap.
Yeah, he's made a 10th back, but...
Yeah. He has, but let's see if he can get anywhere near.
They pulled away from Micromash a lot as well.
They have, and Micromash is on the hard, so I actually thought he would start to close up to Eugenie. Oh, yeah, so super close to the wall from Ben.
Goes to show how much they were pacing themselves, because they've opened up, what, a second and a half?
Yeah, these guys are on the limit now, I think. Like, absolute balls to the wall to the end from here. So... And now we're starting to see the lockups that we were seeing from Eugenie 3 or 4 laps ago from Ben. So...
Yeah.
And Ben's not had a good exit out of 4 at all there, so... Interestingly, now it's Eugenie's time.
He's not got it though. It's so hard.
But all of a sudden, the pendulum sort of looks like it's swung back to Eugenie a little bit here.
And Benny's in a lot of recovery, flashing light at the back there.
Yeah, he definitely is. So. Oh, he got so close through the sling there. Well, is it still called the sling? I don't even know.
I don't think they call it that anymore. I get confused.
It'll always be the sling to me.
They've changed the track a few times, but
that was dangerous though.
It is fun to drive.
Oh yeah.
I do miss the old bit under the bridge. Not gonna lie, I used to enjoy that, but it was an absolute disaster area.
Yeah, that was where all the crashes happened. Like, if you missed your braking point by a meter, that was it.
Well, in real life as well, you know, every other lap you'd find Lance Stroll sitting in the wall.
Well, it's a bit like the castle. It is very similar in a weird way, just not quite as tight to the castle section of Baku.
I think it's harder, because at least into the castle you're turning in uphill.
Yeah.
Whereas there was something that was very easy to just like run wide slightly and completely lose your wing there.
Yeah, no, that's very true. And the wall tends to stick out quite a bit there as well, didn't it? So.
It did. But so here we go again. We're back in the DRS zone.
He's a bit further away this lap, but actually I think he's using a bit more battery. He's not. Eugenie's doing his tactic that he does every single race, where he's going to leave it till the last lap.
Without any spoilers, there's not a lot in it.
No, I know. I've just seen Eugenie's steering wheel. Oh, big moment! How did he save that?
So, completely ignoring what's happening further back. Anybody having a fight? Saviour and Chris are still together. They've been together like the whole race, pretty much.
Yeah, they've also traded positions again, which again we've missed because of this battle out front. But it's
There is a big battle happening from 6th backwards.
Oh wow, there is. Oh my goodness, I've just seen that. They're all in a train down to 13th.
Yeah.
Kid's still very much in that train.
There's, what, about 2 seconds, covers about 6 people there?
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Oh, I'll tell you what, Reese has just dived down the inside of Anne. That's very close, but Anne held on around the outside there. That's interesting. But I'm going to cut to the battle for the lead because we're on the last lap.
Oh, suddenly there's a bit of discomfort from Benny. He's not looking quite as,
comfortable.
Yeah.
But I don't think Johnny's close enough because
I don't know.
He might be actually. He's coming. It's going to be close.
He's trying to go the long way around.
He keeps it on the track as well. He kept it on. So is that it? Has he? No. The thing is, there is still one more chance, isn't there? One more major chance, anyway.
There is, but it's not easy.
No, it certainly isn't. But he just has to stick and glue himself to the back.
Which he is doing.
Yeah.
As he's gone for the wide entrance to cut back and get a better exit.
Oh, he's in the wall!
Oh no! Well, that's over. That's a shame.
He just got a bit too throttle hammer. That's what fighting you Jody does to you. I'm convinced of it.
I'm just going to quote a fellow commentator and say that was very unfortunate.
Is that Simon that says that?
Yeah, I'll totally like it every 3 seconds.
That's true, yeah. But
it's very unfortunate. Oh,
he's done it. Jody wins. Second is Ben.
Amazing.
That was some battle between those two. Mike Camash third. Saviour will be fourth, but he will lose it to Bailey. Will he lose it to G-Star as well? No. Bobo will get G-Star. Bobo got G-Star on the line! Oh, so close! I think they've literally 0.010.
We will have to apologise to everybody in the midfield for not watching their battles enough because there was just such an intense fight at the front. It was hard to take your eyes off it.
Yeah, well, we tried to cut to it as much as we could towards the end, but we didn't want to miss an overtake with the lead. But
no.
That was 0.010 separated 6th and 7th. That's new.
That's small margins.
I mean, we have had a championship decided by 0.011. Sorry, Chris. But we have. So, yeah. But Nev is coming. Is he going to try and take the fastest lap here on the last lap? Doing a pure race V-carb. He didn't get it though, sadly.
Not doing that, he's not.
No, not over the line. He's definitely not. That was a big old rear end slide. I think is the way to describe it. Mike Crash is the game's driver today. I'll let you consider yours while I read out the provisional results. So let's see when it loads. I'll show you a bit of the podium, guys, so you can, well... Actually, are we not bored of seeing you, Jody, celebrate yet? That's the thing. But... the results. Eugenie takes the win. Ben is second. Microbash is in third. Chris Bailey fourth. Saviour will be fifth. G-Star is sixth. Bobo so close, but is in P7. Reese in P8. Kid P9. Ant in P10. LRL P11. Mark actually recovered pretty well in the end to P12. Sam Flan P13. Mahmood in P14. Calvin P15. Nev is the last of the finishers in 16th. Then Jules, Kaiser, Simon and Fox all did not finish. But go on, have fun picking a driver of the day out of that bunch.
Well, I know it's kind of boring, but it's got to be one of the guys at the front. That battle was so intense. They were literally like hammer and tongs for the entire race, weren't they?
Yeah, they definitely were.
Which means that the only person you can give the driver of the day to is the one of those two who came out on top, which is Ugoni.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I'm going to give a shout out to Micromash though, because he did drop to last after a quali ban, and then come back and fought all the way back to P3 and only 5 seconds off the win. So
I was forgetting that. That is true. Impressive stuff.
that's my honourable mention. But that'll be it. Don't forget Tier 3, Wednesday, 7 o'clock. I'll be on track. Then you've got Extreme, where you'll be back on track, won't you, I think, in Extreme?
I'm not sure I'm going to be able to race this Wednesday either.
All right, well, normally Martin's on track in Extreme, so yeah, tune into that, 8:45. I think I'm on comms for that one as well now. So, yeah. And then Friday, we're in, is it Kota? Yeah, it's going to be the return of F2 cars. So, tune in for that.
Do you know what? Kota has got to be... Now that France isn't in the game, Kota is probably my most hated track.
I totally agree with you. It is the worst track ever existed to ever exist.
I really despise Kota. I don't know why.
It makes Las Vegas look like Silverstone. That's what it makes Las Vegas look like. But
hot take. I think Vegas is the best track in the US.
do you know what? I think I agree. Miami is terrible as well. Yeah, you might be right there. But
again, that's a very personal perspective.
I think that's very controversial. But we're going to go with it anyway. But that'll be it. Yeah, don't forget to tune into all the races this week. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Share with your friends. We've got a few seats, I think, available. You've got one in Tier 2. Have you one in Tier 3? So, and if you know any no assist runners, I think we've got 1 or 2 left in Extreme as well. So, get them in, get them shouting, and we'll get them a seat. Absolutely. But is there anything you want to add before we go?
I don't like technology tonight, and also I don't like walls.
Okay. I mean, this is pretty basic, so yeah, take that what you will. But everyone, yeah, thank you all for watching, and good night.
See you later.